Hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. We have found out possibly where the Lost Dialogue of Plato is hidden. It's hidden in Barnett College, somewhere in the Ward collection in this museum here. And we also saw in the last video of the German Klaus Kerner and Dr. Uberman still, even though being in Germany, still talked in English with German accents, discovered the true power of orichalcum. But as they are trying to find, that's why we're trying to find Atlantis first, to stop them from taking it over. Now, before I do anything in here, I want to go back to Jones's office. I don't know why doors make that sound. Come on.
Well, don't just stand there. Go find Plato's Lost Dialogue.
Working on it.
Nothing up here but a few broken pots.
We can see if it's in here. Maybe he accidentally hid it somewhere here.
Here's a cartouche from the Well of Souls. Here's a thuggy idol. Ah, letters from the school principal to my dad. They all begin the same way, regarding Henry.
I think that was a Harrison Ford movie where I think he got shot or something. They had to rebuild. They kind of had to rebuild his mind.
I wish that purple meteor on the top shelf would stop glowing. I really should catalog this stuff.
I think that's all you can say. Maybe this trunk gets in there. Let's see.
Nothing useful in here.
Oh. Icebox.
It's my old icebox. I haven't used it in... Phew. Guess I should have cleaned it out.
I guess he said he hadn't used it in a while. He put a jar of mayonnaise in there? What is that? No, look at jar.
I guess it's mayonnaise, but it looks like used motor oil.
Sometimes the scum engine doesn't work too well. I'll close it. Now we could go back to the museum. Come on. Let's take a look at the bulletin board, just see what's on there.
It says, for sale, Woodstock typewriter with floating carriage, $50. It says, Edward Teller, phone home.
That's a little play on E.T., because Edward Teller, the initials are E.T., so E.T. phone home.
It says, for sale.
Oh.
It says, wanted, ride share to World's Fair.
It said share a ride to World's Fair. Ride share just doesn't make sense.
It says, we'll trade K&E slide rule for FADA radio. It says, for sale, Woodstock typewriter with floating carriage, $50. It says, for sale, 1937 Ford Coupe, like new, $300.
They may seem cheap to today's standards, but back then it was pretty expensive.
It says, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio?
It has a baseball star.
It says, for sale. It says, wanted. It says, for sale. It says, movie tonight, The 39 Steps.
Guess that's it. Let's take a look up here. Let's take a look at this. It may have something we could need on it.
It's an old lecture hall desk, complete with a wad of gum, I'll bet. I can't pick that up.
No.
It sure is gooey.
Ew. Just hearing it say it's gooey, it's just like, ugh. Let's go down in the furnace area. We could use this dirty rag that they pointed out. And
A fine sample of bitumen.
who knows, maybe a piece of coal could become useful at some point. Let's walk up to shoot.
It's too slippery to walk up.
Well, we could use gum.
think I'll stick this on my shoes for traction.
Now, I'm
What do
actually,
you know? The gum works!
what I'm trying to show you is just all the different things you could do up here, because every time you go, it tells you which collection it is. It's something something completely different, so you have to look at certain areas and stuff. I'm just going to try to show you it all.
I believe it's part of the old Ashkenazi collection.
Oh, that's not it.
Miscellaneous antique vases. Another cat idol. It looks odd. I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection. I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection. I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection.
This one looks odd.
It's made out of wax.
And you know what happens if you put wax near a hot source. And
A cat idol. But unlike
Oops.
the others, it's made of wax.
use it.
Well, it melted.
Sometimes the manuscript could be hidden in there. So, but
It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot.
have fun with that. Let's go up there. Let's use this rope because there could be something up here that could be useful. Okay, let's go down the gaping hole again. There's another place where the manuscript could be hiding, but let's see if we can unscrew
Ouch! The screw came out, but that hurt.
it. Yeah, let's look at
It's
it.
a screw. Early 20th century, I believe.
See. No.
I believe it's part of the old Ashkenazi collection.
Yeah, so I like how he just says, tries to define the time of the screws, but let's see if we can use the arrowhead.
I can't unless I find a way to protect my hands.
Well, we have a rag here, maybe.
It's an arrowhead with a soiled rag wrapped around it.
Now that should be able to work.
It's unscrewed.
Yep.
It's unscrewed.
I imagine it would be pretty painful to unscrew with something like that.
It's unscrewed. It's unscrewed.
Now we could open it and see what's in there.
There's nothing of importance here.
So, yeah, the other parts that could be in there. And then, okay. Maybe we could use some mayonnaise. No, never mind. We need to go up into this hole. Up here. No.
I can't reach it. I can't reach. It's a hole leading to the attic.
Maybe we can use this totem pole.
The floor isn't slippery enough. It won't move.
So maybe we could use the mayonnaise. Okay. Oops, not push. Pull. Now we could go up to the attic. Let's see. We can finally look at this.
It's a crude copy of a Persian idol.
Maybe there's something in this chest.
Marcus still thinks this chest belonged to Columbus.
Let's pick up the candlestick.
It must be made out of lead. There.
I guess it must have been pretty heavy, so we can't take it with us. Let's open the chest. Look at chest.
It's full of air.
Okay, guess nothing's in there. Let's see. Look at the urn.
Looks like someone's ashes in here.
Well, pick up ashes.
Feels like there's something loose in here. A key?
Oops.
I have to be more careful around these things.
There's this big crate here. Mate, what's behind the crate, I wonder? Let's say
I believe it's part of the old Ward collection.
that's what we're looking for.
There's a manuscript inside. The Lost Dialogue of Plato.
Let's take a look at it. The Hermocrates. Now at last I have Plato's Lost Dialogue translated entirely. The Greek original is lost, so I've used the Arabic text I found in an Italian monastery years ago and always thought was a hoax. Now I wonder, could this remarkable book hold the secret to long lost Atlantis? Probably not. No one will publish it, that's for certain. The fear of ridicule is too great. To be safe, I sent a copy to Ward. Charles Sternhardt, London, 1922. These things are basically just the bookmarks to go in there. You can't look at the whole book. Hermocrates. In shame, I hereby do recant the time and place of where this Crita spoke. In rendering Egyptian into Greek, he made a tenfold error. Instead of lying 3,000 miles hence, Atlantis may have well been 30,000 miles away, or perhaps as less than 300 miles from our own shores. Likewise, it might be that the Lost Kingdom held sway as many as 100,000 years ago, or as few as 100. Socrates. If a kingdom arose in earth beyond anywhere men might travel, then we would never hear of it. We ought to accept the lesser figure. What I think the dialogues was pretty much like how in courtroom you see somebody typing out everything that was going on for the record of the court proceedings. I think that's what the dialogues were like. They had somebody recording what everyone was saying as they were having their debates. So glorious Atlantis founded two colonies, the lesser 180 miles northwest of the city, and the greater 300 and 630 miles away southeast. Gates of the kingdom opened with only the aid of special stones. At many outposts a sunstone sufficed, if sunset made the tall horns red. At the greater colony a moonstone was also needed, with the noon sun riding above the full moon. To approach Atlantis itself is a world stone. It was required as well, with the darkness ruling the old city without challenge. Final entrance yielded only to contrary minds. The world stone is what Sternhardt stole when we were in Tikal. It is said that the dwellers in Atlantis had no horses nor any need of them. Orichalcum, the metal that glittered like fire, this they had instead. They cast it into shiny beads and used them as we do minted coins, paying statues to do work as if by magic. When their colonies were failing, wise men carved strange devices out of amber to search for the metal, but only proud Atlantis ever yielded a supply. Socrates, you've called the kingdom wealthy, but surely this is absurd. As the waters rose around their city, the kingdoms of Atlantis, one after another, sought to hold off fate. Knowing the mortal men would never rule the sea, they planned a huge colossus, which, by use of orichalcum 10 beads at a time, would make them like the gods themselves. Nur-Absal was one such king. It was, say, the wise men of Egypt who first put men in the colossus, making many freaks of nature at times when the celestial spheres were well aligned. Socrates, this I doubt. We are hearing a child's tale. Well, still, it may be interesting. It might help point us towards Atlantis and all and see what the truth is behind it. What we do know is that orichalcum is pretty powerful and they have some interesting devices. But Colossus turning men into like gods? This I doubt. Now, before I go back in there, I'm going to save it here. This is going to be the path point. I'm gonna, after the cutscene with, there's going to be a cutscene with Sophia. I'll end the video at the point where we had to make a choice of which path we could choose. I'm going to do Let's Plays continuing on in each of them. There's a team path, which it's Indiana Jones and Sophia trying to go through all the regions and stuff together. One is the Wits path, where Indiana Jones is solo and he's trying to use his smarts to go through, or the other one's a Fist path. It's more of an action-packed one and you do a lot more fist fighting. I'm going to do each one and I'm going to release all 3 videos in pretty much the same area on the same day. And some of them may go on a little bit longer, some may be a little bit shorter. But I'll try to finish them all off before I continue on to the point where it goes back to how the game was going to be. This was pretty revolutionary at the time of having different paths of way to go. So
I got it. I found Plato's Lost Dialogue.
Really?
Our jungle friend Sternhardt is quite the scholar.
Let me see.
yeah, we already looked at this, so
I don't see how this will help us find Atlantis.
just like, didn't you notice Plato's tenfold numbering error, or is it obvious? Plato mentioned colonies and outposts. We'll find them. Sternhardt probably could have told us a lot. I think it'll be this one here.
Didn't you notice Plato's tenfold numbering error?
So he got his dates mixed up. Why is that so important?
It's like, we may not find Atlantis in the Atlantic at all. Maybe the colony names will turn up, or Plato's error means distances could also be wrong.
Plato's error means distances could also be wrong.
So what if they are?
If Plato was right, Atlantis is in the Mediterranean.
If Plato is right, Atlantis is in the Mediterranean.
You mean 300 miles from Greece instead of 3,000?
It's like, of course, the Lost Dialogue could still be fake, or this one.
Yes, the cradle of civilization.
You could be right. He once told me he came from the middle of the world. That's what Mediterranean means.
Enough with your fantasies and talking facts, or good old Norab Sal. I'm starting to like him.
Good old Nurab Sal. I'm starting to like him.
Wait, quiet. I think I'm getting something.
That orc alchemist sure is spooky stuff. So, Mr. Sal, what's the secret? Are you feeling okay, or...
Don't push this too far, Sophia.
Will you just shut up and listen to me? Among the artifacts that Kerner stole was a small stone disc with a hole in it. I'm sure it was one of the 3 stones mentioned in Plato's book. And I didn't find it. I bought it from Alain Trottier in Monte Carlo.
Why should he help us, or...
Haven't we talked to enough of these nutcases?
Or was it Omar Al-Jabbar in Algiers? Either way, Algiers or Monte Carlo. This much I do know. We need all 3 stones if we want to find Atlantis.
see. Let's see. Alright, I'm ready to go. How will I find Trottier and Al-Jabbar? I'll go, but you're staying here. Maybe I'll cut the whole thing off. I think I'll do this one.
How will I find Trottier and Al-Jabbar?
Not so fast. First, I'm going to tell your fortune. Look into my eyes. Deep into my eyes. For Pete's sake, I'm not going to hurt you.
Like how it keeps backing up.
Now hold still. You are a remarkable man, Dr. Jones. You possess great strength of character. You are resourceful. You trust others and want them to trust you. The most promising path to Atlantis, therefore, is the one we both must take together as a team.
Okay. This is the part where it branches out. So, this is going to be the branching ones. This one is the team's path. This is the action path. This one is the wits path. and I'll see you guys in the next videos. Bye.